This is the Mortal Machine podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris True. This is Gabe Schaefer, the owner, curator, founder of Mortal Machine. And we're hanging out with Ingrid Victoria, who is not only a costume designer, not only a well-known makeup artist here in town, also the founder of Human Horse Races.
That's right.
Question mark, exclamation point.
So many.
So many. We're going to get to know Ingrid on this podcast. We're going to chat about human horse races. We're going to talk about one of your hot takes about what is art or what isn't art. But before that, Gabe, Ingrid, I got a handful of things in the art world, a handful of news hits. And
boy.
Ingrid, I like doing this with Gabe because Gabe, one of the reasons why I think Gabe is successful and because he's very opinionated.
Okay.
And so I like giving Gabe, I like just reeling off some things in the news world, and Gabe basically like cuts wrestling promos for or against these art news,
Love it.
these art news hits. Ingrid, I want to feel free to respond as well.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Right.
So I also am going to likely to butcher at least one name per segment here. So we're going to just be okay with that. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you all for listening, watching, wherever you are. Number one, the Venice Biennale is absolute chaos. Biennale. See, there we go. Right off the bat.
Number one.
Right off the bat.
I know.
Okay, so what's going on here, Gabe? What's the Venice Biennale
Which
is
part do you
absolute
want to talk
chaos.
about with it?
So this looks like that that it opened under the shadow of the curator passed away before the show opened.
Oh, that's new information. When did this happen? When did this news come out?
Well, listen, it's hard to say based off this article exactly, but this is, this is the big story right now. What do you know about this, Gabe? Because you seem to be interested in this, but then you also don't know that the guy who started it died.
Well, I've been paying attention to, with the Biennale, the story that I've been paying attention to is with Nadia from Pussy Riot, trying to basically sort of insist that the Venice Biennale not display and represent, Putin-sponsored, propaganda-based Russian artists. I've been interested in that. That's been the main thing that I've been tuned into it with it. The Venice Biennale is, some people call it the World Series of Art. It's been going on for quite a while. Similar to Miami, except not quite. Miami is like way more Florida. This is a bit more of a because of the setting that it's in. It's going to have a lot more history to it, so it's going to feel a bit older, a bit more distinguished. But it's still a meat thresher nonetheless, because I'm always interested in the programs that travel to Venice for these shows that have never done it before or have never done an overseas like art fair scenario before like this. I can't imagine how insane that's got to be of an experience for a gallerist or for an artist as far as, not really knowing that territory. But then there are people that's considered to be a pretty big regular, obviously, like every 2-year scenario.
So Ingrid, have you ever been to a big art fair like this?
I don't think so. I have gone to like makeup conventions, drag con, things
Sure.
like that. So maybe just in the convention world, but I've never been to like Art Basel or anything like that.
Yeah, so this is saying the whole event is spiraling into political controversy, which I feel like almost everything in the world right now is spiraling into political controversy. So maybe this isn't that exciting, that interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there's a number of issues that I know of. If you're talking about politics, I didn't know about the curator, but I'm not surprised. I mean,
Did they kill
did they kill him?
You're whispering it like
a murder
there's not
mystery, and on top of it would be incredible.
Yeah.
Stay tuned to the end of this
Who
episode.
killed the Venice Biennale curator?
Well, speaking of
Was it the
Biennale,
butler?
there's another news hit on
It was
here.
Banksy.
Bjork turned it into a cyberpunk rave.
Yeah, I saw that. That looked sick. Yeah, and she looked like the wonkiest looking like costume character. Like Bjork, come on, bro. Like we do not deserve that human or that person, that alien, that creature, that divine
Yeah.
light that
Ingrid,
inhabits a
what's your
human
take on
form.
Bjork?
I think we definitely deserve her. She is a goddess.
You think humanity deserves something that good?
Yes. Yes.
You have so much faith in humanity.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
maybe
Bjork-
I do.
I think you guys are saying the same thing.
We're saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Bjork's incredible. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You're just saying she's so incredible we don't deserve it. Ingrid's saying we
might need Bjork.
her.
Yeah.
We need
yeah,
her for
yeah,
sure. No,
yeah.
she's so inspiring. Oh my God.
Yeah.
How has she inspired you, Ingrid?
I mean, with makeup and fashion and everything. Like she is a leader for sure. And I don't know, man. It's just wild. I don't know if you've seen a lot of my work, but I love fantasy. I love alien, macabre, like just dark, otherworldly kind of looks. Mm-hmm. And she is just absolutely inspiring. So I need people like her just so I can expand my world and my creation.
Yeah. Do you guys think that my shirt is the Bjork of shirts? Because I went to a tie-dye party recently and I put this.
I don't know that Bjork would really rock tie-dye.
Okay.
I think it needs more holes.
More holes. Okay.
Yeah. More holes and set it on fire, put it out, and then put it on.
Okay. We got to let's talk about, how can we make, like, what else needs to have Bjork's hands on it? Like, what can, but let's pick something here. If we can make anything more Bjork, what would it be?
Architecture.
Ooh, make architecture more Bjork.
Yes. Oh my God, yeah.
Would that mean like buildings that like move?
Yeah, why does everything look so fucking boring?
Well, we're in New Orleans. We're in the heart.
No, well, not this city. I mean, like in America. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck? Why do we stop at just structure? Why is there not a consideration?
So some celebrities, some musicians, some artists are like, they have like, they're selling protein powder or they're having a fashion line. We want Bjork to open up an architecture firm.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Okay.
That would be awesome.
Ingrid, what's yours? Gabe wants to do architecture. What do you want to have?
That's a
Bjorkified.
That's a really good
Bjorked.
One. Yeah. Maybe furniture. It's like in the same realm.
Furniture.
Yeah, glassware.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Bjork sponsored La Croisette.
I have I want to go.
It's tie dye.
What?
I did that for you.
Okay, thank you. Listen, I'm tie dye is all the rage for me for the next 24 hours, and I'm gonna forget it. I went to that party, but I did have a good time.
Has anybody asked you if you like string cheese incident yet?
No.
Okay.
Gabe, Gabe does not like jam bands.
Oh, I brought them up last time we were talking.
Yeah.
Whoopsies.
Whoopsies.
Do you like jam bands?
Not really, but I have a lot of friends that do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're
Have
good
you ever
people.
been to Fête de Void?
Oh, yes. I've done comedy at Fête de Void.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yes.
I've never been. I probably won't go because I don't think I'm not a huge camper. That's one thing. And then also the scene of music, not really my thing.
A funny thing about me and Fête de Void is when they were first asking me to go and run a comedy stage there. And for those of you who don't know, Fête de Void is like a Cajun Bonnaroo. It's about 3 hours away in the middle of Louisiana in a place called Oakdale. And these guys are crazy. They're also very cool and talented. I like these guys a lot.
Yeah, I know a lot of them.
They're really
really
cool, and they're creating a really special thing out there in Fête de Void. Great name, and they do a good job. But when I was first talking to them, and they were like, we went there to be a comedy stage, and we had a few meetings, and part of my naturally just like I don't know, just because it's a new thing. I was like, what's the hotel situation? And they were like, there's not a hotel. And I was like, okay, like, can we figure out a hotel? Just because I don't usually, just you go to a festival and you get a hotel, whatever. And it was so funny because they were like, okay. And when I got there, I was like, oh, I'm an asshole for being in this hotel. Like, no one is at this hotel. Everyone is camping. There's this like giant, beautiful, like roving campground where everyone is doing whatever they want to do at the campground. And I'm out here in the weird Best Western, 20 minutes outside of town, watching TV, watching Shark Tank.
So you didn't last minute decide, you know what, I'm going to camp with them.
I didn't bring any camping gear.
Yeah. I'm sure someone would let you share theirs.
I'm sure. I'm sure there was like a 35-piece sleeping bag art installation with 65 people sleeping inside of it.
Oh yeah.
Gabe is not interested in this.
I'm aware that these things happen.
Okay, let's do one more. Let's do one more news hit. A massive fake Banksy fraud case a massive fake Banksy / Warhol fraud case just blew up. A father and daughter pleaded guilty in a multi-million-dollar counterfeit art scam involving fake Banksys and Warhols. Gabe, what does this do for you when you hear about art?
Sounds typical.
Are you like cool or are you like lame?
I'm like whatever, because I like the idea of rich people buying fake things because they already are awful. So, if you're dumb enough to buy something counterfeit, first of all, if you can afford a counterfeit Warhol, I kind of like the idea of you buying a counterfeit Warhol, because chances are I might not like you unless you were buying art directly from me. So,
Okay, shots fired.
It's so boring to me. Like you're probably picking up on the fact that aspect of the asset class and Epstein class's involvement in the art world grosses me out. Like, even though obviously, art culture is dependent upon the bourgeoisie since its like inception, or is dependent upon wealthy people to basically fund us to live and do what we do. Doesn't mean we have to like it and that we can't make fun of them along the way and bully them. So yeah, I don't really give a shit. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Ingrid, you care about people buying fake art?
I think I concur with Gabe. I really don't care, and like, good for them that they, got those billionaires or whoever.
You
buying
bought a
it.
fake Warhol for $50,000. Did you buy a fake Banksy for $100,000 to put in your awful home in Florida next to your Mr. Brainwash? Give me a break, bro.
Oh no.
Don't care because they don't have taste to begin with.
Okay. Wow. All right. Well, I lied. There's one more thing on this news
Is
list.
it about the Met Gala?
Yes, we're gonna talk Met Gala and let's just go ahead and merge all these conversations into one now, because Ingrid, my favorite thing to ask guests on the podcast is what's something that you consider art that maybe others don't. It doesn't have to be like a scorching hot take, but you said, you were like, yeah, I think fashion is definitely art.
Yeah.
Which I don't think it's a scorching hot take, but I think there are people who are like, who wouldn't consider that. So what would be your number one response to someone who was playing devil's advocate, who was like, that's not art, fashion's not art? What do you say to them?
Gosh. I should have joined the debate team in high school. I'm not good at the devil's advocate thing. But usually because I just don't care what other people's opinions are.
Fair. Totally fair. And that probably, like, I imagine being into fashion and being good at fashion, you have to really not care what people think, because it's easy for people to judge what other people are wearing.
Yeah, and it's an extension of self-expression. I think that's beautiful. It could be literally anything you want it to be, any shape, any color, any form. And yeah, I think it's just like walking sculptures kind of, and I just love that.
Ooh, walking sculptures.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like
the
it.
things that I like to create, I love big collars and just like putting wire in some pieces and just like, making my own formations with it.
Yeah. Can you rate and review what me and Gabe are wearing right now? And for the people listening to the podcast,
I'm not familiar with this shirt. Is it a band shirt?
It's Eric Roper, an artist that we show.
Okay, yeah, I love that image. That's a beautiful image. Like I mentioned earlier, I love like dark and macabre things and love it.
There is an Eric Roper edition of this podcast, so
Okay.
if you like Eric Roper, you can check out
Great.
Eric Roper.
Good guy.
And there's
Love
also
Eric.
pieces of his hanging in Mortal Machine, 940 Royal Street.
Right.
But I already know what you think about my tie-dye shirts. If
I
those
think
of you who don't
wins.
know,
He wins.
for those of you who don't know, I did go to a tie-dye party recently. And
how was it? Was it good?
it was pretty good. We
Good.
put shirts and socks and bags
Ooh,
into
wow.
a big tub, and we also painted the shirts.
Hmm.
Also, people were doing drugs at the party, by the way.
I would hope so.
Just so you guys know. I feel like you guys think that I'm a dork for going to a tie-dye party. I want you to know that people were doing drugs. I wasn't, but other people were.
Sounds like a lovely social affair.
Yeah.
And there was a pool that we didn't get into because it was too cold.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Just want everyone to know the truth. Okay.
Great.
I did. I also am wearing Ingrid. I'm wearing my.
I do like your shoes.
These
I've had that thought earlier. When
Okay, great. These are my ugly but fly shoes.
Great.
Are they ugly? Yes. Are they fly? Yes.
I like it.
These are like
Good color.
They're like slippers. It's like they're like feel like slippers, but you can wear them outside. They don't walk like slippers.
Right. No,
Yeah.
It looks like they're casual, but if someone started chasing you, you can get away.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I ran cross country in high school. If that's what you were asking.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can run far.
Great.
I can run far.
Got good endurance.
Wait a minute. Gabe wins the award. It wasn't even a competition.
I didn't know I was winning.
Oh, sorry. I like friendly competition.
Okay.
Aura.
Acknowledge me. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about this Met Gala situation, and because you probably know a lot more about this than I do. What do you know about this?
I
Ingrid?
don't know much. I don't have a TV. I don't follow the news.
Ooh.
I see what pops up on my social media, and what I'm really only looking at is the fashion and what looks good, what doesn't. I'm not following the people who are wearing the gowns or who made what and stuff like that. So, I save what I like just as later inspiration. But I mean, for the most part, I feel like it's very tacky, and I just billionaires playing with their billionaire money and showing off. I don't know.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, it's also, I'm sure it's somewhat annoying when there's something that you're passionate about, in this case you and fashion, and that there's like a marquee event that seems to have all the casual people suddenly have an opinion about something, or like people are always probably like, Ingrid, do you know about what happened at the blah blah blah? And you're like, I actually don't care about the blah blah blah.
Not really.
I think that happens a lot with, we like a niche thing like pro wrestling. We have a lot of pro wrestling content.
I like the Met Gala. I'm aware of the Met Gala. I'm very aware of it.
Yeah, but I was gonna say like whenever there's a pro wrestler like does something like big in the news,
that's what the Met Gala is missing.
Pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay, hold that thought, because Ingrid, you have something that you're about to say.
Well, it's funny because these celebrities are wearing these like high-end fashion pieces and whatever, these like top known brands, and why I got into fashion when I was so young is because I remember just seeing like a red carpet event on TV or something, and the interviewer's like, who are you wearing? And I was just so in awe of the spectacle and the possibilities with fashion. And I just remember as a very young child thinking like, I want that to be my name one day. And maybe it'll happen. I don't know.
Who would you want to be wearing Ingrid Victoria?
Oh my God. Well, the first person that comes to mind is Jennifer Coolidge.
Jennifer Coolidge.
Because
she lives in New Orleans,
I know,
doesn't she?
She's hilarious. I love her as just a role model in general. And I feel like it's actually attainable because she does live here.
I have a feeling that she would like a big collar too.
And you know what? I think she would love human horse races. I have just been wanting to get her to it.
Yes. And we're going to talk about human horse races soon, because that's a big thing that I heard of before we met. So when I met you, I was like, oh, that's so cool that you're doing that. I feel like a lot of people know about human horse races, and it feels like more and more people are now starting to actually have experienced human horse races. So wait, more on that in a few. I want to stay on Met Gala for a little bit. Gabe, you were saying you got real excited at the possibility of pro wrestling at the...
Oh, that would be fun. Yeah, I mean, I would love to see like some chair shots come out of nowhere on somebody while they're out there like doing their pose, or there needs to be more like, because you already have, it's already so theatrical, and it would just make it more, because they're gonna have to do something. This year you could tell there's a discernible, very visceral distaste for not just the people that are involved in it, but the method in which it's presented. Now, that's not a judgment on every creative that walked into that place, because there were a few people that I genuinely thought that the garments were like actually really cool. But overall, I felt like there was a lot of underwhelming elements to this year. And it's just sort of like, so it's like really gross tone deaf attempts too at these sort of like, oh, I'm gonna, and I love her, God love her. I can't remember her name right now. The actor that's in numerous American Horror Story projects, but she wore like a dollar bill over her eyes, and I was just like, dude, that is not hitting the way you think it is. But then I tend to try to like focus on the things that I feel like creatively that the garment itself works with the individual that is wearing it, and that also the garment is like super interesting in terms of the material and the shape. And so I would say my favorite garment out of the Met Gala this year, and I'm not just like riding on it because of the fact that she's like so popular right now, but Sabrina Carpenter's garment was fucking phenomenal. They used the actual celluloid film of the film Sabrina and created her dress out of the celluloid film of the Sabrina film. And it was shaped so well for her and looked like so good. That impressed me when if you're talking about something that is an art object. But overall, like Anna Wintour, I don't know how or why she would ever allow Laura Sanchez to ever be involved, or Lauren Sanchez to ever be involved in this at all. That's the name of what's his face's wife, right? Fucking Bezos's wife. Like when they had those dancers doing the whole like I want to dance with somebody routine. I don't know if you saw that warm up performance they had. It was really gross to me, and it was really giving me this like Hunger Games thing when I was watching. I was like, I'm literally watching the fucking Hunger Games right now when I was watching a bunch of it. And I felt like a lot of the outfits too were just like really, a lot of things were not elevated. And the reason they're not elevated is because that's a really gross scene. They're fucking lucky to have a little, you know, Tinkerbell angel like Sabrina Carpenter to even grace the same room as them. But
Ingrid, what about you? What were some of your like best and worst of Met Gala?
I don't remember everyone's names, right? Like the lady with the dollar bill, like that was tacky as hell and very tone
and
deaf.
she's normally you would think a lot more intelligent than that.
Yeah. I think the celebrity's name is Chamberlain something. She had a beautiful gown that was
Emma
actually,
Chamberlain.
yeah. She had her gown was actually hand painted.
She's
and
great.
that was awesome.
Emma
and it looked
Chamberlain's
good
great.
on her too.
Yeah.
I didn't like what Beyonce was wearing.
Same.
Yeah. There was one, what is her name? Like Anna Yoke or something like that. Pulling off of some famous sculpture, but they did her makeup gold and they put this wig prosthetic on her to make her hair look sculptural. Oh my God. That was
You're not talking about Heidi Klum's thing, are you?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
No.
What's funny about this is I feel like walking down the street in New Orleans on any random day, you
Yeah.
see things that are adjacent to what you're talking
Yeah.
The
about. It's
lower Bourbon Street
it's like
gala.
yeah, today I saw a woman wearing a hat for a shirt and then shoes for a hat, and she looked incredible. And last night I saw 5 people wearing saran wrap tube tops that were hand painted.
Yeah.
And
I've done that.
Sure.
it's but so like could something like the Met Gala exist in New Orleans?
Oh my God. I want to create it. Oh my God. I'm planning on it, but that's another story.
Well, you are good at creating events here in New
You
Orleans.
touched on it though, which is what hopefully your event as well is wanting to sort of like streamline this. Is I was saying the Rock Piles Met Gala is essentially the horse races every year. That's when you see the rock pile people actually dress up. Otherwise they're, wearing sun-stained clothing that smells awful.
Well, we're here. Let's talk about it. So yeah, it like the human horse races, something that you created 7-8 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's intended to be an alternative to the Thanksgiving Day races,
Yes.
which I wanted to pass it to you in a minute to explain your own event. But just for the people listening, watching who don't know who Ingrid is, Thanksgiving Day in New Orleans is a big time for people to go to the fairgrounds, which is, there's an official horse racing track
Track, yeah.
where people go and bet on horses. You could do this legally, and they have like a lot of really big events. I don't know what the right vocabulary words are for this, but it's like an official thing. It's not just like a random thing. It's like one of the, if you're a horse racing fan, this is one of the better ones to go to in this region.
Well, because it used to be opening day. That used to be opening day of the fairgrounds.
Yeah,
so
okay.
it became this big spectacle, and if you want to see and be seen, like that's the place to go. And of course, everyone here loves costuming, and people are encouraged to wear their fanciest dress and hat.
And that's why what you've done is so
Yeah.
interesting and so compelling, because most people go for years, have gone to Thanksgiving Day, you go to the fairgrounds.
I was one of them.
So walk us through the evolution of the human horse races.
Yeah, so I used to be one of those people that went to the racetracks just because that's what you did after brunch with your friends. And hey, I'm a costumer. I love getting fancy and hanging out with people. But then many years ago, one of my friends who was a newcomer in town, we're all getting ready to go to the racetracks, and he's like, "Oh, I don't want to participate. That is like against my morals. Even as a bystander, I do not want to go." And that's really when the seed got planted, because I was like, wow, he's new to town. He doesn't have any family or friends really, and all of his friends are going to be going to this thing. He's going to be alone on this holiday, and I come from a broken family, so I know just how distressing it can be and lonely when holidays come around. And then, I just started thinking, like, gosh, like half of the crowd, if not more than half of the crowd, do not care about the actual horse racing, and they go literally just to mingle and dress up. And I was like, shit, why don't I just make my own thing? There's not really any other alternative on Thanksgiving Day to hang out with your buddies and, get fancy. So then I created one.
Which I think is so bold too, because whenever, and this is coming from someone who, I produce a ton of events as well, and it's always really intimidating to plant your flag on a certain day of the year.
Yeah.
Because, in some ways it's very helpful, because it's like, if you do it well, and everyone starts to expect it to happen during this big event.
Yeah.
But it could also be like one hell of a mountain to climb, where it's like, you are trying to get people to buy tickets to go see your event on the same day where most people are like, I don't make other plans.
Well,
so it's hard, but you've done such a good job.
Well, thank you. And I cannot compete with just the fact that it is a holiday and family comes first. And I'm never going to pressure anyone to be like, no, you have to go to human horse races. But I think the first year we got a really good write-up in the Gambit, and I think that's why our turnout was way bigger than I expected. And then we have amazing word of mouth. The people that come just absolutely adore the event. It's been compared to like a second Mardi Gras to them. People go all out with their dress and costume. There's 4 costume contests. That's my favorite part, of course. But the races are ridiculous in of themselves. Anyone can join the races. There's adult races and family races and kids track. And I don't know. It's been growing, and it has been an uphill climb this entire time. I can't wait for it to get easier, and I don't know if it ever will.
Yeah, and I remember when we first met, it was around the time you took one of my improv classes, and you were telling me, correct me if I'm wrong, but like what I remember, like energetically, what I remember was you were like, this thing is getting big, and I like need to start I need to meet it where it is. Like it's kind of like, and I mean this in a complimentary way. I hope it comes across that way, but it seemed to me like you were like, oh no, it's like so big, and like I didn't realize it would get like this, and now I've gotta work harder, or I've gotta do more shit for this.
Yeah.
Oh, does that resonate?
It does in a way. I dreamed of it getting this big. I dream of it getting even bigger. I definitely believe
totally
in it,
can.
and I feel like it is, but really becoming like a cultural tradition here in New Orleans. And people come up from out of town. Like people last year bought tickets from Europe to come. Like it's becoming a thing.
That's so cool.
And I MC it. I'm one of the MCs, and I enjoy doing that, even though it's kind of stressful and outside of my general box of what I like to do. But it is enjoyable. I feel like I could get better, so that's why I came to your improv. Like I feel like I speak in front of a very large crowd once a year. I need more practice.
Yeah. Well, it's so true that I think there's got to be a name for this, but it's like, Gabe, you have to come up with a name for this, where it's like more people have heard of it than have been there yet, but that's not a bad thing. It just means the word is out.
Yeah.
But it's also incredibly well attended. But I feel like for every person that's heard of it, there's like another 5 or 6 people who are like, I'm sorry, every person who goes to it, there's other 5 or 6 people who have heard of it, haven't made it out there yet.
Yeah,
which I think
it lands on a holiday.
It lands on a holiday, and it's interesting. And I think that's a good thing. Gabe, what's this phenomenon called?
Word of mouth?
Word of mouth, but it's also, I think there's...
Is it FOMO?
Might be a FOMO thing going on with this.
Buzz?
Okay. I thought maybe we could make up a new word, but...
I'm still stuck on wondering, are people writing people?
Yeah, Gabe doesn't know.
Sorry, guys. I've been for like 10 minutes, I've been like, okay cool, so...
I can get to the lore part then. Okay,
let's go.
So there's 5 stables.
Sorry, I'm just
It's okay. There's 5 stables. The stables stay the same through all the years. And we create these horse characters that belong in each one of the stables. And there's personalities behind the stables and stuff. So let's say 24 Karat Club is one of our stables. They're like the high elites. They think they're better than everyone stable. Earl Gay is like the tycoon of this stable. He's a horse character that you can embody. So we create these horse characters, and this social media campaign with the drama and just between the horses and the stables, and then people show up. You can't sign up to race early. You have to show up on the day of to sign up, and it's first come first serve, and it's free. For liability reasons, everyone has to sign a waiver. And then again, first come, first serve. If you want to be in race 1 and no one signed up yet, then you get to choose what horse you want to be. And then it just kind of...
So the people become the horse.
Oh, yeah. And then you know how at the real racetracks, like before the race starts, they like trot the horses and you get to see them. So we do something kind of like that, and we introduce each horse, and the horse and jockey pair come and do a little jig. And,
who is the jockey? Another person or
another person?
So people do ride people.
Yes, people ride people.
Okay, that's what I want to get down to the nitty-gritty.
Gabe's been wondering this for the past 15 minutes. Yeah,
I've just had all these scenarios in my head.
And so there's the adult races. So you have to be 18 and up to enter. And I mean, usually the people sign up as pairs, so you have a friend or a family member be your jockey if you're a horse. And then the family races, it's like 6 to 17 or something to enter.
I don't mean to segue off the family statement, but is there any kind of crossover between this and do you ever have furries trying to get in on this action?
I mean, I feel like...
Is there like a fetishy element?
There isn't a fetishy element. I can tell some of those people do come because they got their leather masks and stuff.
Yeah.
But everyone's in costume. So if you don't really know...
You don't know.
What their vibe, or what's going on, then it's just another person in costume.
Yeah, this is new territory for me.
Yeah. Has anyone fallen in love yet at the human horse races?
Oh my God, yes.
Has there been a human horse wedding yet?
No, there hasn't.
Ingrid, that's going to be the next layer of lore for you. Is someone gets married at the human horse races?
I love that. Yeah.
Because other things happen around this universe you're creating. See, this is my favorite thing about what you're doing and what I admire about you and what you've built is that it's not just the race in November, right? Like you're doing other things year round as you're building up to it. So what do you have coming up?
Yes, so that's funny you ask about like
Furries?
Yes, because we actually have an adult only fundraiser party coming up, Horses and Heat, June 26th at the Saturn Bar. And it's kind of where we debut our horse characters, but it's in burlesque form. So
Okay.
it's very silly and very sexy. It's hilarious, actually.
You weren't far off, Gabe.
Okay.
Yeah, so
well,
we
you
do
know,
we have a couple of fundraisers throughout the year. That's the only adult only one. And then what else do we have going on? There's things throughout the year. That's the one coming up.
You do a big fundraising drive, like you do a big sponsorship thing. Like people can get involved.
Right. So like I'm constantly always trying to find businesses that want to sponsor because we need money to make it happen. It costs tens of thousands of dollars to make happen. And it's only going up every year because the crowd is getting bigger and I need to rent bleachers. And we're talking about moving locations this year because the crowd is getting so big. So yeah, with growth comes, new challenges and money. It has been the issue. Capital. I need to get the capital.
Yeah. Well, I think your future is in the Superdome.
Oh my gosh.
Human horse races in the Superdome. Every Sunday. No more professional football. No more Saints games.
No, I've been trying to
fuck Savannah Bananas.
Dude, you are like the Savannah Bananas of horse racing. You're like
I don't know what
Savannah Bananas
Learn
is just
from him.
It's basically this group of people who were like, what if baseball were a party?
Okay.
And they just are doing, no disrespect to baseball, but they just basically took all the boring parts of baseball and they changed it, and it has blown up.
Okay.
It's blown up. It went from a like minor independent league thing that was like baseball purists were like, what the hell is this? And now it's selling out football stadiums. It's on ESPN.
Yeah, they did like 2 nights at the Dome here.
It's a gigantic party, and Gabe is a great mention because it's not unlike the trajectory that you are possibly on here, where it's like you're because you said the same thing. You were like, what if, hey, this thing we all know about that we all do, what if it were different? What if it were funnier or weirder, or insert Ingrid adjective here?
Yeah.
And what if it were
participatory?
What if it were for your people? What if it were different? And then it works.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, how do we make this twice as big, 3 times as big?
Right.
And I was joking about the Superdome, but it's not that far-fetched to me that this is a gigantic event.
I don't think so either. It's starting to have its own legs, pun intended.
How many?
They're slowly growing,
4,
but right
4 is the
now
answer.
there's maybe 2 or 3.
Okay.
But I think right now I'm really trying to focus on getting bigger businesses, like maybe getting corporations. I hate to sound like that person, but we need real money behind it for it to get to where it can go.
And it's got so much potential because it's family friendly, but it's not so family friendly that people who are not into family friendly things will be bored.
Right? No,
it's not like a little league game. Yeah. No offense, but it's it's fun, and it's I think it's so cool what you're doing, and it's we're always wanting to talk to creative people who are taking the idea. Well, one who have the guts to have the idea and then do something with it, and carry it across the finish line. But then you also know that there's ways to heighten and elevate this. And so it's the creative person putting their business hat on is a really compelling thing, something that all 3 of us have done in our own ways. So how do you keep being creative while also growing a business?
Oh, yeah.
And it's complicated, and it's not for everybody.
It isn't, no. And I definitely just out of my friend group who I basically hang out with all the artists in town, I do feel like my brain works a little differently because I am interested in the business side. I pursue it. I want to learn more and I want to do better and succeed in the business realm. And I also get bored easily, and I feel like event production, there's so many little moving parts. Oh my God, and I can do it. I can keep up, although it is a lot sometimes. The only sad thing about it is, though, I am an artist. I am a multidisciplinary artist. I love making my art. I love photography. I love painting. I love makeup. I love fashion. And I just never have time for any of it.
Yeah. Gabe, what do you think about that? Because I know you have similar...
Yeah, there's not enough time in the day for all the things I want to do, but I think that what I've tried to learn as I've gotten older is to, number one, not beat myself up, first of all, because like one thing that at least I know I tend to do is when I have something that I really, really want to work on, I start to like get really down on myself. I don't feel like I'm moving along either at a rate or the rate that I want it to work at. But then I've started to become a lot more comfortable with being patient with the notion of this like brick by brick thing and of cumulative process, meaning, well, yeah, of course I can't spend 6 to 10 hours in the studio because that would affect a lot of other things, but I can build a few nights every month. That adds up over a year. That adds up over a few years, and then I've started now to build the last like month or so every week in my downtime when I'm watching just like brain dead stuff, just like doing the anime thing or doing the awful comic book movies or whatever my wind down stuff is that's going on in front of me that I'm not super invested in. I'm trying to make sure I'm logging in an hour to 2 hours of working on my graphic novel project. So I build in downtime, even if I'm only able to squeeze in 30 minutes, an hour, if I can squeeze 2 hours in over time, that adds up. And as that adds up, when you start to see that those results really build, it starts to give you a stronger sense of being confident with the patience that's required to be able to like work on things slowly like that.
Yeah. It's like they say, how do you write a book? You write like one crappy page a day
Yeah.
until the book's done.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
When people take my improv classes, they're like, especially if I'm doing like a corporate workshop, people who are not there for comedy, they're there for like personal development or whatever. They're like, I can't do comedy. I'm like, please don't try and do comedy. Actually, just have a conversation
Yeah.
and I'll help you figure out what's funny about it. But please just put the first brick down. Please just say who you are or where you are or what's going on. Please don't come out and say something funny. So yeah, so it's one brick at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
So-
a lot of what you're talking about too is like, downtime and relaxing is also a piece of the puzzle to succeed and to make the things that you want to make. And I know I beat myself up so much, and I've been thinking a lot about just how I see my value in the world, and I feel like if I'm not producing something, then like I'm not valuable. But I'm really trying to like push that aside and be like, no, Ingrid, you actually need rest and just self-care.
Yeah.
So, like,
I think
I'm
both
learning
things can
self-care.
I think both things can be true at the same time. Like, I think that, whether it's healthy or not, I do believe that my personal value and the way that I view myself is absolutely tied to how I perform as a creative. If I didn't perform at a certain level and I wasn't satisfied with, at least on the bare minimum level of what it is that I'm doing, I probably would not have a very good opinion of myself. But however, I also understand that in order for me to be able to be good at that, this meat vessel that I'm stuck inside of has to be tended to so that whatever's operating it can be able to like actually operate at the level that it needs to operate at. Believe me, if I had it my way, I would just get some damn Darth Vader body and I wouldn't have to worry about this dumbass thing holding me back all the time. But that's not the case. We're stuck inside of this thing.
Maybe in another 50 years, we can start replacing
I really hope so.
our meat.
Not 50. I won't be around then. Let's say like 15, 10, 15. Yeah, let's say
can
10,
only hope.
15. Our Darth Vader bodies are coming. Yeah.
Let's just become robots.
Yeah, and also in 15 years, the human horse races will be it'll be impossible to get into because you'll sell out months in advance. You'll also be on ESPN, whatever that is.
You know what?
in
I
15
literally
years.
reached out to them this week to see if they want to be a sponsor.
Wait, are you for real?
Yes, man.
To ESPN?
Yes.
I love it.
I'm not
Sick.
kidding.
Hey, one brick at a time. Ingrid, thank you
ESPN.
so much for hanging out with us here on the Mortal Machine podcast. Plug a few final things for the good people listening or watching.
Okay. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Human Horse Races. Put it in your calendar, June 26th at the Saturn Bar, starting at 9 p.m. Horses in Heat fundraiser for us. Ooh, and this coming Tuesday, May 12th, the Louisiana Pizza Kitchen Uptown is having a little benefit fundraiser all day, actually, for us. If you rate Human Horse Races on your receipt for dine-in or takeout, then they give us a percentage of sales.
Hey, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I love that. We'll check those things out. We'll put them in the show notes as well. And yeah, come back to Open Mic from Hell anytime to come and plug things. You were a great panelist that time
Great.
last year.
Thank you.
Gabe will be a panelist coming up soon for his annual birthday show.
It happens every year.
Theater. It happens every year, at least for the next 15 years until you
till I
So you don't need
become Darth
birthdays.
Vader.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I plugged my thing, Open Mic from Hell, Sundays at Toulouse Theater. Gabe, tell the people listening or watching at home about the show happening at Mortal Machine right now. This episode's going up next week, but also tell them about the next upcoming shows.
Yeah, so we've got right now, obviously, Robbie Zupa is up with his solo show. We're going to have it hang in its like entirety for the rest of this week on into early next week. But then next week, we're going to shift a lot of the sold works out, but we will still have the unsold works on display. We're going to consolidate all those, bring some other pieces out for people to be able to see next week. And then towards the tail end of the month, we have this show called Bloom Ruin, which I'm pretty excited about. Laura Lane, who is this really, really incredibly talented Finnish illustrator. Laura Lane is actually in the fashion world even more renowned as a fashion illustrator than I would argue in our circles, even though Laura has definitely gained a lot of traction in the art worlds the art circles that we show in. And I've been showing Laura since 2020. I've been obsessed with Laura's work since the moment I saw it. Hands down, my favorite graphite illustrator in the country or world, I should say. And then in addition to that, we have Ruby Roth. Ruby, of course, we've been showing for a few years. Ruby, a really super incredible figurative artist based between Los Angeles and Hawaii. And we have Virginia Deaver, who we have been super excited about. This is our first time working with Virginia. Virginia's based out of Los Angeles. We were like totally blown away by Virginia this last year in Miami at Scope. This will be our first occasion working with Virginia. Virginia's an incredibly raw, visceral style painter. Super talented mixed media artist, does really cool like film projects as well. And then the fourth artist in that show is Islu Ishii. Islu Ishii, originally from Paris, but now lives in London. Another artist that we've been working with for like 3-4 years. Really good, raw, like kind of erotic, definitely like gay erotic, more on the masculine side of things, masculine gay erotic work, but really tremendously like well executed raw work. And Islu's always sold super well for us too. So that's Bloom Ruin at the tail end of the month.
Yeah. Awesome. And you can buy works from mortalmachinenola.com, or you can visit us here in the French Quarter at 940 Royal Street. Gabe Schaefer, Ingrid Victoria, I'm Chris True. This has been another episode of the Mortal Machine podcast. Please like and subscribe, share it, all that stuff. It really makes a difference. If you are not on the YouTube page, go and check out the YouTube. The shorts on YouTube are popping. And if you're not on our Instagram or Spotify, make sure you're over there as well. Every little bit helps. And that's it for us. Giddy up, giddy down.
Thank you, Chris.
Giddy down. Thanks, Ingrid.